everybody, this is a Florida Golden Girl. Today's travel adventure takes me back to the city of Orlando. Today we're going to be looking at a church cemetery. Today we're going to be looking at Conway United Methodist Church Cemetery. I hope everybody's having a good day today. I am sidekick free today, and it's a gorgeous day out. And so let's go on in and see what we can find. I think I've just about finished filming all of the local cemeteries in the Orlando area. And what that means is starting to travel again. So there's not really a lot concerning the cemetery, except it's a historic one. Once I entered the gate through there, immediately to my far left, Holden, one died in 1902 and the other one died in 1903. William H. Holden. Huh. That's food for thought. And then you've got Langenbach, died in 1971. So I've been to quite a few church cemeteries, and all of them are historic in their own way. Here's an old one here. This is a lady, Margaret Wilson, 1844 to 1912. And then you have another person here, died in 1955. Looks like there's quite a few old headstones here, guys. You have infants, and they are, one was 1890 and the other one was 1893. I'm going to zoom up on that so you can get a good view of that. A boy and a girl. One lived to be a couple of weeks, and the other one lived to be 7 days. And then you got Herber. He was a Navy veteran, and he died in 56. And then you have another Huber. She was 83 when she died, or 82. And then if I go over here to the right, there is Anna Bellick, 1930. And then there was a gentleman, his name was Reuben Powers, and he died in 1892. So this is a historic cemetery. But yet there's really not a lot of information. So there evidently was a town called Conway, Florida, and this must be one of those cemeteries that's a church cemetery, and everybody attended here and they were laid to rest here, is the only thing I can think of. So if I pan out to Conroy Road is that way. Okay, so I just seen a gate, and we're going to take a quick look at that. It's a fenced-in area. There looks like there's some more old graves here. One looks like it's overturned, and I want to take a quick look at that. Now, you can't even read it. And then there's a lady, 1886. So this is the earliest grave I can find, is 1886. So you do have two veterans of the Civil War, Sergeant William Perry, Company A, 7th Virginia Infantry, and then you have another Perry who was in Company I. And then so Isaac and Mary died in Florida. I don't think their last name is Florida, but that's all that is here. Like I said, anything I have always found that's in a gated area tells me that they're prominent in some way. Famous, rich, same thing. So you have a Anderson, and still 1886, and then you have some more Andersons over there. So you have a Hodges here. Okay, so we even found an even earlier grave, and that is 1882. Dear parent, though we miss you much, we know you rest with God. Okay. So that's Conway Church right there. So according to Find a Grave, they said that it was to the left of the church cemetery and the back. And that's what we're finding right now. So we're making our way to the back. Whew. I'll tell you that the traffic was just horrible trying to get here. So they died in 1941. You know, going from point A to point B used to be so easy, and now it's even difficult. You have more people, as I mentioned before, moving to the area from New York, from the northern states to escape the nonsense. And it brings all of that here. 1883. So it looks like we have another, okay, so we must have somebody famous here. Senator George White Crawford. I have no idea who that person is. And then it looks like you've got a Crawford up there. So, and then you have Crawfords here. So, I guess he was prominent in some way. And then you have Dave Mizell, 1884, and then 1893. And then you got the nosy kids over there. Let's see, we've got a World War I veteran. So we've got 3 Confederate, 1 World War II, and he was a Purple Heart. Let's see who else we've got. Wow, you know, for something that's supposedly a small church cemetery, folks, this is not small by any shade of the imagination. Here you've got 1934 they died, and then you have another one over here in 1950. It's well maintained. I mean, I think that the church so far is doing a great job, but okay, so we got another veteran, and he died in 1922. He's Georgia. So that's so far 4. It's interesting when I see the Civil War graves. You know, I just wonder how those families were, you know. How did they feel about their son going off to battle fighting for a cause that just divided a nation? And you're seeing that today. Not trying to be modeling, but history always repeats itself. So we're going back towards the back, and Sonia Spear, and they died in 1898 to 1918. They were not that old. They were still young. Ionia? And so, here's a couple of older graves. I mean, it's a little bit windy out, cool. You know, it's what you get when it's still winter time. You can't even read those. And then I'm gonna go over here where this tree is. Gosh, who does this remind me of? Where does this remind me of? This reminds me of a European cemetery, because some of them were like that, especially in Ireland. So you have Porter, that's all Porter right there. 1942. You have 1851 in the back. That's the earliest one so far. And then you have another Porter, John Henry, 1992. Wow. Almost lived to be 100. And then you got some over here. Remember I mentioned how these are divided, and these are all little family plots here. This is Scott, 38 and 60. And then if I pan around, it looks like I have Keene. This is kind of cool. You know, it's interesting. It's a weekday, and I got trying to on my filming fit something in. 1919. So how has the year been so far? I mean, we're really early in the year, and I hope everybody's doing okay. You know, in spite of everything going on. Otis Darling. Oh my God. Otis Darling. Now, does that name remind you of? Anybody watch Andy Griffith, the Darlings, the family that could play banjos, but the two boys had no personality, they never spoke? Well, the oldest one, I think his name, or the father's name was Otis Darling. I could be wrong, but I'm not wrong about the last name anyway. So you've got some more Scots here. Looks like now you have a World War II veteran, and then there looks like another one, and he was probably World War I, but it doesn't say. And then you got a whole bunch of browns over there. You got some buried right close to that fence. And I have no idea. They're probably infant graves. So here you have World War II in Korea. Look at that. Someone was messing around with that. Why do people do that? Because they have nothing else better to do. So this Betty Faye Mallory was just a couple of years old. So let's continue on and see what we've got here. Wow. So World War II, Korea, World War I, Civil War. Yep. We've got a few of them out here. So as I'm walking towards the back, it's like those are some crosses over there, but they're not really marked. And then there's a school over there. Sorry, that was my freaking camera. So you have World War II over here. And then this is a recent one here. Spec 5, so he was just in the Army. And then you have another, looks like another brother. He died in 77. And so let's see, you've got, I think your recent ones are all over the place, really. But that 2021 is the most recent one that I can find. And then you've got 1990. And then you've got a Mason here, Skull Jones. So there's no columbarium, there's no mausoleums, there's nothing really, except that guy that was a senator. That's kind of interesting. I wonder who that was. And then you've got a Kessler here. She was just probably about 5 years old, 4 years old, something like that. And then lots of infants. 2 days. Oh my gosh. Lots of infants, folks. Lots of infants. And then you've got 66, almost 10 years old. See that? Well, I mean, we're really not far from the airport. But, yeah. What are your thoughts on today's cemetery visit? It's a little bit of a surprise. You know, they look like they were something, but that's all worn off. But, yeah, some great surprises. They've got some old graves here. And I think I've pretty much, we looked at almost, there's Barbers here. Remember we went to Barber Cemetery back a bit ago? Barber Family Cemetery. So it looks like there's a few, but I'm wondering if they're any relation. I think they are, but I don't have any proof. And then, so I'm going up over here, and you have McCorrig, which I think they're probably Scottish. 1903 and 1921. And then you got the kids over there, and I don't want to pan over there because then they're going to think, you know how people's minds are. You can't do nothing innocent without somebody just really getting up in your business, wondering, what are you doing, blah, 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 you know? So this is one where they just says they died in 1890. So we're going to make our way around to the front, folks. And then we're going to make our way to out of here. I think that's our Purple Heart veteran. And then, like I said, that guy's a senator, so that, and it says that it's got a CSA on it. So those Iron Cross ribbons, it's a CSA on it. So he had to have been probably some type of Confederate senator or something like that. But what I'll do is I'll see if I can find anything. And if I do, I'll put it in the description box below. Okay? So that's going to do it for today, folks. Like, subscribe, click that notification bell that lets you know when a new video will be uploaded. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell a stranger. Word of mouth is how my how my audience grows. Thanks so much, folks. I appreciate each and every one of you that stopped by and visited with me today. So this is a Florida Golden Girl from Orlando, Florida, at Conway United Methodist Church Cemetery saying thanks for watching.